So yeah, let's answer that question, man. Yeah, my cost of living is drastically different in all the places I live, man. Obviously, Northern California is my best, or my least expensive place that I live. Um, and Vegas is obviously second. I pay about $1,500 property tax in Northern California. In Vegas, I pay about $2,500 property tax a year, and in the Palisades, it's up around 10,000 a year. But the thing is I also like to buy cars and stuff. I have 7 cars. I have a M3. I have my Tahoes. I have my motorcycles. I'm looking into getting a Nissan GTR pretty soon. I like to buy watches. I like, these things I collect, and it all comes from, being a criminal in the past, being a drug addict in the past, and shit like that. I ain't got no shame in my game. But I bounced back from all that, man, and made good investments, and, my bank accounts are, I think I got about, I got, I don't know, a couple $1,000,000 in savings and investment. My checking account never goes below 100 grand, and I'm not bragging. I'm just answering a question here. But yeah, the cost of living in Southern California is far higher than it is in Vegas, and the cost of living in Vegas is far higher than it is in Northern California. But if you invest right and in the right things, you too can achieve whatever you set your mind to, man. The mind is a very powerful thing, man. Where the mind goes, the body will follow. And that comes from bodybuilding and life, you know what I mean? If I decide I want to be a big boy in bodybuilding, if that's where your mind goes, your body will follow. If I decide I want to be a big boy in real estate, where the mind goes, the body will follow. It's all about investments. I don't buy anything I can't buy with cash. I don't get into payments. When I buy homes, I buy them outright. When I buy cars, I buy them outright, and that's why I'm never in debt, which makes it a lot easier, because that way I know that money is spent. It's spent one time, and then I can, recoup that money, through investments and things like that. So yeah, man, to answer your question, I hope that answers your question, man. Northern California obviously is the cheapest place. The cost of living here is cheaper, the property tax is cheaper, everything like that. And I did inherit the house in Northern California, so I didn't even have to buy that one. And I did buy the house in the Palisades. I did buy the house in Las Vegas. I paid, I think, about $400 for the house in Vegas, and it was just recently appraised at about $575. So that's obviously, equity right there. The house in the Palisades, same situation. I bought that one for about $2,000,000, and it's already, I could sell that thing for $5,000,000 if I felt like it right now. But the thing is I hold on to these things. I have a safe full of gold bars. I have investments through investment brokers, and companies, stocks, stuff like that. And, my thing is I just don't give a fuck, what other people think about me, man. I'm not doing these YouTube videos to try to make money, man. This is my positive outlet. But if I can help somebody along the way, that's what I've been trying to do. But most people want to hate because they hate. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Let me say it slower. They want to hate because they ain't. People hate people that have what they don't have. And, I'm not bragging. It took me a long time to, make the transition from an ex-convict, a drug addict, to be where I am now. I like to provide for my family. I like to provide for my loved ones, friends, and everything, man. Bought my daughter a 5 Series BMW. I bought my mom a new Tahoe. I have the Escalade. I'm looking into getting a Nissan GTR probably within the next month. I like to collect expensive watches. I collect Breitlings. I'm looking into getting the new Rolex. I believe it's called the Deep Sea, which is actually a big Rolex about this size. Rolex usually doesn't make watches that size. It's the only one they make that's going to be big enough to fit my wrist. As you guys know, if you've seen the previous videos, I do have, you know, other Rolexes, you know, solid gold, diamond bezel, stuff like that, but they're way too small for my wrist, man. I'm a bigger guy, so, you know, it looks like I'm wearing a female's watch. So looking to get that Deep Sea from Rolex, and you know, a couple more Breitlings and stuff, because these are things I collect, man. I have my humidor room where I have all my cigars. You know, I probably have about $50,000 worth of good cigars in there. I like to smoke, let's see, you know, this type of stuff right here, man. This ain't cheap, you know what I mean? And those are just my ones I pack around during the day, man. I got the humidor full of, you know, amazing cigars. So I do that too. I have a wine cellar, even though I don't drink, just for like when we have parties and stuff. I have a wine cellar in 2 of my homes. The one in Northern California doesn't have one. Excuse me, but the one in the Palisades has an amazing wine cellar, and the one in Vegas has an amazing wine cellar. So I don't know what just happened to my light here. Anyway, yeah, man, but I hope that answers your question, man. I'm not doing this to try to, you know, make friends or anything, man. Real dogs know what I'm talking about, and as The Rock says, little puppies stay on the porch. So, yeah, if you a real man, you know what I'm talking about, and if you're a bitch-made hater because you live in your mom's basement, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, signing off.